You must prove them wrong. Whether it be your ex, someone in your family, one of your friends, anyone that just basically turned their back on you and they basically walked out of your life and you no longer speak to them. They just basically, they're not there anymore. This is what this person thinks about you. They don't think that you could do better. They don't think you could live up to their expectations. They never saw you. They took you for granted. They didn't think you would ever change, or because basically when someone walks out of your life, they're basically saying you are not good enough. That's basically what they're saying. And you have to prove them wrong. You have to use that as motivation to get in the gym. They said, no, I don't see you getting in shape. That's what they just now told you. You got to prove them wrong. Use that as motivation to get in the gym, start your own business, get that promotion, do something that you love doing, find that inner peace, finally love yourself, figure out who you are, figure out what you can do, figure out what you see in the mirror. Tell yourself that you are enough. You do love yourself. Go improve your social skills. Go meet new people, meet new friends. Prove to them that you are valuable. You are who you say you are. I know most people are going to be like, oh, nah, you shouldn't use any past situations or people that did you wrong as motivation. You should just let it go. You should just be happy. You should just focus on yourself. Nah. Use that anger as motivation. Use it as fuel. Use it as a way to use it in a healthy way. Don't really be angry, don't be angry at them, but be angry towards them to where it inspires you to grow and become healthy as a person. Use that as motivation, I'm not saying harbor those negative feelings necessarily and hold on to it, but every time you want to give up or quit, remind yourself, yes, that person did me wrong. I'm about to prove them wrong. I'm about to prove that person wrong. They said I'd never amount to anything, and I'm going to prove them wrong. And I think that is a very powerful thing to harness. Very powerful skill, honestly. You may look at it as, weird or cringe, but you never run out of motivation. You never run out of motivation. Now, of course, forgive that person. Forgive those people, but this is what you're supposed to be doing anyway. You're supposed to be improving yourself. You're supposed to be just becoming the best version of yourself. And sometimes some people need that extra little push. They need that motivation. I know, we say, yeah, don't listen to your feelings. Don't, just go off of discipline. Don't use motivation. You don't really need motivation. All you need is discipline or whatever. Yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds really good on paper, but truth is that motivation is there for a reason. It needs to be there. The motivation, this is what I say about motivation. Motivation is only temporary. Maybe it will only last in the beginning, right? In the beginning, you have a lot of motivation, but the motivation is there to build that discipline while you have the motivation, because you're remembering why you're doing what you're doing. So I think that motivation builds discipline, can help towards it. Because if you don't have any type of desire or drive or motivation to do something, then why would you do it? If there's no reason or purpose towards doing it, why would you do it? There's no point in doing it. Because when you have a goal, you're like, okay, I want to become the type of man that, I'm gonna get married and have children, and I want to be really big, and I want to be very financially wealthy. I want to come to that inner peace. If you don't have that motivation initially, if you don't have that motivation, then what's the point? What is the point if you don't have a goal or you're not striving towards something? What's even the point? That's why it really frustrates me when people say you don't need goals and you just, you don't motivation isn't important. I think that discipline and motivation are both important. Because if you never have that motivation, if you never have that drive, that burning desire to do something, it's what's the point of doing it, So I think that's very important. And that's why you got to prove them wrong. You got to prove them wrong. They did you dirty. You can't let them do you dirty like that. The best revenge for someone who did you dirty is to literally go out here and conquer the world and prove themselves. Make them sit back and say, wow, look what I missed out on. Look what I walked out on. If only I would have stayed a little bit longer. If only I would have trusted that person. Wow. Look what they become. They weren't this good. They weren't wow. They weren't this good when I was still in their life. You can either, that person will either look at you and say, wow, I was right. Or they'll say, I was wrong. I mean, but you're doing it for yourself the whole time. But why not use that as extra motivation? Just because it's there, it's still there. So use it as that extra push. Sometimes that's what you need, is a push. But make sure you're always prioritizing your mental health and doing things that make you stronger as a person. Be sure to avoid bad habits and things that make you weaker as a person. And strive towards your goals day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. And I promise that you will achieve those goals. You just have to stay consistent and keep your head up. And focus on yourself also. By the way, my name is Raheem the Goat. If you found this helpful, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry, I had a bit of a migraine, so never give up. Your younger self is rooting for you. I had to end the video real quick.